Hey there, busy kids. Welcome to a special bonus lesson. In today's lesson, we are going to be learning the song My Favorite Things. This song is from a Broadway musical called The Sound of Music by Oscar Hammerstein and Richard Rodgers. It originally premiered as a stage musical in 1959 and was later made into a very famous film in 1965, which you may have seen and maybe you're familiar from the song from that. Now, because I like for students from a variety of levels to be able to take these lessons and learn these songs in these bonus modules, I like to offer you some different options in case you're a beginner pianist or maybe someone who wants the extra challenge a little bit. So if you are a beginning level pianist, I would encourage you just to work on the right hand or the treble clef part of this piece. And if you're a little bit further along in your piano studies, go ahead and add the left hand, all right? Let's go ahead and start from the very beginning. I hear it's a very good place to start. All right, let's start by setting up our right hand in the correct position. My finger 2, which is this pointer finger right here, is going to be on the E above middle C. So I'm seated at the middle of my piano with my nose about in line with middle C here. Finger 2 is going to be on E. I want my thumb to be nice and loose because it's going to reach down to this B here. I don't want it hanging out down here, but I want it to have a nice open hand so that it's ready to reach. And my finger 5 is going to reach up to this B. So it's reaching a whole octave. So I need to be able to rotate my wrist for this piece, okay? So let's go ahead and get set up. We're going to play Raindrops on Roses and. Now those notes are E, B, B, and then I have F sharp. That F sharp is this first black key in this set of 3 black keys here. I'm gonna play it with finger 3, roses, and. So I go down from the F sharp back to the E. So watch me do that again. Raindrops on roses, and. Now you try. Now I'm gonna play Whiskers on Kittens. So here's where I need to rotate my wrist so that I can play the B with my thumb. Whiskers on kittens. As soon as I play the B, I can move my wrist back so that it's always kind of behind the finger that's playing. So whiskers on kittens. So lots of E's and F sharps in this first line here. I'm just reaching down to the B in between. Go ahead and try playing Whiskers on Kittens. All right, now we're gonna put that whole thing together. And this is you'll see that big curved line over it. That's a slur. It means that we're going to play it smooth, all the notes underneath nice and smooth. So listen to me do it one time. All right, pause the video and I want you to try that first phrase. Now here's the exciting thing. The second line is identical. So you're just going to play the whole thing again. Bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens. So pause the video and try line 2. All right, now I'm just gonna go ahead and teach you all of the right hand part for this first section here, and then we'll go back through and add the left hand part for those of you who are going to challenge yourself with it. So I'm on measure 9, brown paper packages. I have brown, so E, paper, I'm playing E, B, A, and then I'm gonna go back to E, and then I have the F sharp again, packages tied up with strings, and my thumb's gonna reach down to middle C there. So watch me do that again. Brown paper packages tied up with strings, and I'm reaching my thumb down to middle C. Okay, pause the video and you try line 3 now and then press play. Okay, let's learn the last line of this first section. I am gonna bring my left hand up just for this first part because it has one note that it plays that's very important here. It's these, and it's the B right below middle C. So my finger 2 is gonna play it. These are a few of my favorite things, okay? So I have to have that left hand ready to play the B. Then I'm gonna have my thumb on middle C in the right hand. I'm gonna play C, D, and and then I tuck my thumb under, and then I'm gonna play F sharp with finger 2, and then reach down again to the D sharp. So 2 black keys, my D sharp, my D is raised a half step to the second black key right here, okay? So watch me do that line again. I have these are, I tuck the thumb under, few of my favorite things, and then I reach down to the D sharp. Pause the video and try that line all by yourself and then press play. All right, now the cool thing is you'll see that repeat sign, which means that you're going to repeat this whole section one more time. Exactly the same, okay? So what I'd like you to do is take a look at this page, pause the video, and play the whole thing one more time. All right, let's move along to our second page, when the dog bites. So I have a rest when the dog bites. So we want to make sure that counting is correct. So I have rest when the dog bites. That dog has 2 beats to it, and then I can't forget the rest here. So just clap along while I play with when the dog bites. Ready, go, rest. When the dog bites. All right, now I want you to try playing it with me. So put your finger 5 on this B here, right where we left off. Finger 1's gonna be on the E. And let's try it together. Ready, go. Rest when the dog bites. Did you remember to hold the half note for 2 beats? Let's try it again. Ready, go, rest. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, if you need to, you can pause the video and go over that a couple more times. Then I have another rest again here, rest, and I like to just whisper the word rest on those quarter rests so that I don't forget it. And then I'm gonna play A with finger 4, when the bee stings. I'm reaching down to that D sharp again with my thumb. You want to be sure that your thumb's kind of turned to this side here, otherwise it kind of wobbles all around on the black keys. So make sure you're playing with the side of your thumb. And then the rhythm's going to be the same. We have quarter note, half note, quarter note. So it's the same as when the dog bites. Okay? So watch me do that whole line. Pause the video and you try that whole line a couple times on your own and then press play. All right, continuing on, I have a rest again and the first beat of that second line. When I'm playing the G, repeating that note, G, 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 and then my left hand's gonna sneak in here again and play one of the melody notes. It's gonna be the B again. When I'm feeling sad. Okay, so the melody carries down into that left hand on the ing of feeling, and then I come back to the right hand and play the E. Okay, so it looks like this. Rest, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, hold 2. Okay, you're gonna hold that tied note, so you're not gonna play the E twice. You're gonna hold sad for 5 beats. Watch me do it one more time. Try counting along with me this time. Ready, go, rest. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, hold 2. All right, pause the video. You try that much on your own and then press play. All right, I'd like you to pause the video and go through those 2 lines nice and slowly. Be sure that you're observing those rests at the beginning of each beat, okay? So pause the video, give it a try. All right, I'm picking up right before measure 25 where it's I simply remember. Okay, this part all goes together. The I is part of the next phrase there, so we want it to be connected. I simply I still have that F sharp with finger 2. Remember my. Now I want to point something out to you on the word my. So I'm in measure 26. There's not a sharp in front of that. But if you've been in piano lessons for a while, you might know the sharp rule. The sharp rule says that a sharp at the beginning of a note, at the beginning of a measure, is going to last every time you play that note unless it's canceled with a natural sign. There's no natural sign here, so that means every F after that first F in the same measure is going to be played as F sharp. So the F in my is F sharp. Okay, so I'm just going back and forth between E and F sharp in these first two measures. Then I tuck my thumb under for favorite things. So I'm doing a lot between fingers 1 and 2. I'm going back and forth here. Then I tuck my thumb under and go back and forth here. Okay, so pause the video and run through those 4 measures nice and slowly and then press play. All right, so we have I simply remember my favorite things. And then I'm gonna lift because it's the end of the slur. And then I don't feel. So I've gone up to B with finger 3 and C with finger 4. So, and then I don't feel. Left hand will play something. And then I have so bad. Okay, and each of those, the so and the bad, are 3 beats long. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, so I'm holding that nice and long. So listen to me play, and then I don't feel through the end. Ready? And then I don't feel so bad. So the big thing there is just to make sure that you're moving up to the B and C here. That's a little bit higher than we've been playing. And then also to make sure you're observing that whole measure rest in measure 31. So pause the video and try that last phrase from and then I don't feel so bad on your own, and then press play. All right, you've now learned the right hand, plus a couple little sneaky left hand notes there, the whole melody of My Favorite Things. You can stop there if you're just getting started with piano lessons. But like I said, if you're looking for an extra challenge, we're gonna go ahead and add the left hand, okay? Let's start at the very beginning again. We're gonna start with finger 3 in the left hand, that's this middle finger here, on the E below middle C, okay? And it's gonna go back and forth between E and G, E and G, okay? So try that with me. Ready, go. E, 2, 3, G, 2, 3, E, 2, 3, G, 2, 3. All right, then when we add our right hand back in, it'll sound like this. Now you'll notice when the G and the F sharp play together, it sounds a little bit crunchy. We call that a dissonant chord. Okay, and remember there's a little bit of stress happening during the song, right? There's this rainstorm going on and the kids are scared, there's lightning, and they're dancing around in their new clothes, and so it's kind of a little bit of a stressful thing, but then it gets exciting at the end and resolves when you think about your favorite things. So this is kind of where that dissonance happens here, where things aren't quite right yet, okay? So notice that as you play it. Now, you're going to just play the left hand notes and hold them for the whole measure if you're doing it hands together, okay? So pause the video, try that first line, hands together on your own, and then press play. All right, now for my second line, I left off here, right, with my left hand. My left hand's just gonna reach down to C. And then here for mittens, it's gonna sneak up to G with finger 2. So I've gone C, G, C, and then when I go back up to G, I'm just sneaking finger 2 here so that my thumb is ready to play this middle C. Okay, so let's try that together using the correct fingering, starting with measure 5. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, sneak up to 2. Did you remember to sneak up to 2? All right, pause the video and try adding the right hand and left hand together in that second line, and then press play. All right, let's keep going with adding the left hand here in measure 9. So remember I had finger 2 on the G. My thumb's gonna reach up a little bit to middle C. I'm gonna play C, then I'm gonna play F sharp with finger 4, and then I'm gonna play A with finger 1, and then E. Okay, so a little bit of movement happening there. I've reached up to C, F sharp, A, E. Let's try that together, starting with the thumb on middle C. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, F sharp, 2, 3, A, 2, 3, E, 2, 3. Good. Now you're going to add that hands together. Again, remembering to hold those dotted half notes in the left hand the whole measure. So listen to me do line 3. All right, that's how it'll sound together. And of course, you can slow the tempo down as you're learning it hands together. So go ahead, pause the video, run through that line, hands together slowly, and then press play. All right, final line of this first section here. We ended on strings. You're gonna reach finger 2 up to B. Remember, we learned this part of the left hand because we have these, and then the right hand takes over. Few of my favorite things. Okay, so let me go over that left hand a little bit slowly for you now. We start with the B, and then you're gonna lift right away. We have rests in the left hand. So these are, right hand takes over with the melody. And then you're gonna play middle C, and then F sharp. And you can use finger 4 or 5. Finger 4 feels more comfortable with me, so that's probably what I'm going to use there. And then my thumb on B, okay? So let's try it together. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, F sharp, 2, 3, B, 2, 3. All right, now when I put that together, here's how it will sound. Okay, that line's a little bit tricky. So pause the video, just work through that line nice and slowly a couple times on your own, and then press play. All right, you've learned the whole first page of My Favorite Things hands together. What I'd like for you to do now is pause the video and run through it 2 times because we have that repeat sign there, and then press play and we'll finish up. All right, so when the dog bites with our left hand now. We left off here with things on B. Finger 3 is already on G, so it's all set for when the dog bites. When the dog bites. I'm gonna skip down to E. So I'm going from G, 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 E. And the same rhythm as the right hand plays. Okay, let's try just the left hand there. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now let's try adding the right hand in. Let's take it a little bit slower. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. How'd you do? If you need to, pause the video and run that through a couple times. Now I have when the B stings. I'm gonna repeating that F sharp. Remember our sharp rule, the F sharp lasts the whole measure. So I'm playing F sharp, F sharp, F sharp. And then for stings, I'm actually going up to B. So when the B stings. And what's tricky about that is my right hand's moving down, but my left hand's moving up. So we call that contrary motions when hands are going in opposite directions. So when the B stings, okay? Let's try just the left hand there first. Ready, go. When the B stings. And now let's add the right hand to it. Ready, go. When the B stings. All right, so let me play that whole first line for you. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. All right, pause the video, try that line, go nice and slowly if you need to, hands together. All right, now when I'm feeling sad, we have the rest, of course, and then when I'm so I'm playing E with finger 5 there, and then ing. Remember, that's a melody note. That's one of the words that we sing. So when I'm feeling, so you want to bring it out. Play it nice and strong with that thumb, okay? When I'm feeling, and then for sad, I'm going to reach finger 5 down to C, and I'm going to play C, G, G, C. So watch me do the left hand again for that whole line. rest, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, reach, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, rest. All right, pause the video, just try the left hand only in that line and then press play. All right, now when we put it hands together, it's going to look like this. When I'm feeling sad. So a couple things to remember there. When I'm feeling, make sure that left hand plays the melody note, but right hand has a rest there, okay? When I'm feeling sad. And then be sure also that you're holding that E because it's tied, so you don't play it like this. We hold the E, sad. Okay? So pause the video, work on that second line, hands together nice and slowly, and then press play. All right, this next line is a little bit easier for the left hand. You're going to play C, right where you left off, and you have a tied note again, so you're gonna hold it. So 1, 2, 3, hold 2, 3, and then you have a C sharp with finger 4, and another tie. So 1, 2, 3, hold 2, 3. Okay, nice and simple. Let's try that. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, hold 2, 3, C sharp, 2, 3, hold 2, 3. And C sharp is this first black key. We learned that D sharp is the second black key, C sharp is the first black key there, okay? And then when we add it together, you just have to remember to hold the tied notes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? So pause the video, work on that a little bit, hands together, and then press play. All right, final line of the piece. I'm tucking finger 5 under to D. So remember I played the C sharp, and then I'm gonna bring 5 to D. Okay, a lot going on there. I have my D, and then I have E, 2, 3, D, 2, 3. There's an accent mark there, so I really want to use my wrist and arm to drop into the D. And then I have rest, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So rest, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and hold it because you have a tie there. So I'm going from D to G. Okay, an interval of the 5th. So here's how that last line sounds, hands together. Okay, pause the video, try that last part, the and until the end, a couple of times, hands together on your own, and then press play. All right, congratulations, you've learned all of my favorite things. I'm going to go ahead and play the entire thing for you so that you'll hear how it sounds when you've put all the parts together.